Hey, good people. Look, December 17th, 2024. I hope all is well with everybody. Just want to check in with you guys and talk about something that is fairly meaningful and maybe beneficial for people to always remember. That is that look, y'all. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody's entitled to an opinion. But just because folk have an opinion doesn't mean that you need to take it on as your own. Okay? Just like somebody has their opinion on something, you also may have an opinion on something. And sometimes when everybody has opinions, quite obviously, that means there's going to be different versions of that opinion. But I say that to say is that for people out there that are trying to pursue different things, they want to be able to accomplish, whatever industry that they may be in, they want to accomplish things within that industry. They want to be able to reach goals that they have. Oftentimes, people get, distracted and, delayed in that process because people who they're seeking advice from will give them an opinion that may not be in their best interest. Somebody may be able to may tell you, you might say, man, I got the goal of being able to open this up or being able to go here or do this or whatever. And you're going to have people out there that say, that say to you, oh man, you shouldn't do that. You can't do that. That's not wise. I wouldn't do that if I was you. And these are people that wouldn't do it oftentimes because they couldn't do it or they never tried to do it. So don't let people tell you what you can't do, especially folk that haven't really ventured out too much to do something themselves. To paraphrase a famous quote from Einstein, he says, yachts, a yacht will look good from the shore, but we must remember that's not what they're made for. You got to go out there. You got to be adventurous, and don't try to get insight or perspective on being adventurous from somebody that is not adventurous at all, for somebody that constantly plays it safe. If you're talking to people that constantly play it safe and you're trying to get insight or perspective from people that constantly play it safe, they're going to give you insight and perspective that is just that, very safe. But how much of us know, y'all, in order to be able to climb certain heights, to be able to do certain things, you have got to be able to take not just risk, but more importantly, calculated risk. And don't let anybody tell you what you can't do if you feel as though you have been given an assignment or you've been given a word or, God has talked to you and more or less in various ways and has kind of shown you like, hey, this is what you need to be doing. This is what you need to be doing. And so, but I know that oftentimes you can know that you have a calling on your life, but if you got people around you that are telling you not to pick up the phone, you never get to it. And why people do that, that's a whole different story. Many times it's because of people are just afraid and they project that fear. Sometimes, unfortunately, you guys, this is just a raw truth. There's some folk out there that might even be close to you that are fearful of your growth. Some people don't like the idea. They may have some type of attachment issue, and they don't like the idea of you outgrowing your current circumstance because that might lead them to feel that you may abandon the relationship as is. And it really, really happens, y'all. And that's how a lot of times if you ever heard somebody say to you, oh, man, you done switched up or you didn't change. You ain't the same no more, or whatever the case. When you hear stuff like that, that's usually that's an indication, a very strong indication that they are uncomfortable with your growth. As though you've worked all this hard. You worked so hard just to stay in place. No, you got to be able to tell people, look, I'm not into that. It's not that I have changed. You can tell people I have changed. Yeah. What do you think? You think I'm supposed to? It's been 10 years. I'm not about to stay in the same place. No, I got deeper things that I want to be able to be educated about, to learn about, to talk about to other people. So no, I'm not going to be staying in place. That's out. But you'll hear people say that though. If your growth causes them discomfort. So you got to be very, very mindful of who you get your information from. Folk gonna tell you, oh man, you can't do this. I wouldn't do that you wouldn't do it, period. And you ain't gonna do it. You ain't really doing too much of anything. That's just what it is. But you can't let people like that disturb you. All of us have a calling. All of us have something that we're called to do, and we're gonna have to answer eventually, one way or another, when it's all said and done. When it's time for our credits to roll, we all, you get up to the gate. You don't want to be asking, looking for the right answer. God asks you, man, well, what you do with what I gave you? You don't want to be like, nothing. He gonna tell you, man, get out of line. You don't want to experience that. So if you've been given something, you've been given a gift, and God, has given you something to really, really, really use to your advantage, you got to use it, man. You got to use it. And don't let a man or woman, for that fact, tell you what you can't do. Oftentimes people tell you what you can't do, and it's really indicative of what they couldn't do. Never a man that is out to sea fishing for whales should never take advice from another fisherman that has never left the shore. Remember that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't take advice from, if you're going out there and you're doing your thing, go for it. Now, don't be so arrogant or anything like that where you don't listen to nobody's perspective. No, that's not the case. But when it comes to fear, people telling you what you can do and what you can't do or what you shouldn't do or whatever like that, you got a desire to say, I'm going to open up a business, man. I want to be a businessman. Man, you can't do that. Them folk ain't finna give you no opportunity. You ain't finna get no loan. Man, don't speak that over me. Just because that happened to you, that's your business. For me, though, I believe I can do it. I'm prayed up about it too. So it's going to happen. Speak for yourself. Don't speak for me. You got to be mindful of that. And then, once the same people that tell you that you can't do something, the minute you do it, they can't wait to brag about you. Now all of a sudden they oh yeah, that's my man. Listen here. Don't think I forgot when I was trying to get your support. And I'm not even talking, it ain't got to be no financial support from your family or friends. You just trying to look for like emotional support. Like, man, you can do it. I need something to be encouraged about, a little motivation. You the main one out there talking about what I couldn't do. Now that I done did it, now you want to brag about, man, yeah, I knew it the whole time. He was going to, man, knock it off. Yeah, so just think about that, y'all. Try not to take advice from somebody how to travel the world that has, never left their neighborhood. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. If you got something and you got a calling and there's an opportunity for you to do some really dope things, go out there and do it. Period. That way, when it's all said and done, your credits roll, you'll be able to get the ideal job well done. My good and faithful servant. Anyway, look, check this out. I'm about to leave y'all alone. I pray you have a whole lot of success on your schedule. Try hard not to be late.